Welcome to Nightlight. Step away from the mainstream and gather around as we enlighten the world and our realities and travel this cosmic journey we call life. Join us as we share with you and provide that beacon that can guide us all to a better way. Explore with us as we examine a metaphysical montage of spiritual insights, covering everything from the mundane to the magical, UFOs to unicorns, and everything in between. This is a time of awakening, of sharing and evolving, of spreading our wings and soaring on the cosmic breath of creation. Come and join with other light-minded spirits as we weave our lights together to seek understanding, enlightenment, and, with a little luck, some wisdom. This is Nightlight, a reminder that you are never alone. And now, here is your host, the lovely, delightful, insightful, and all-around great gal, Ms. Barbara DeLong.
Voice. He is magical, and you should check his website out and his Facebook page out because they are spectacular. And he is an amazing Native American storyteller, and that is indeed an art that is going to be lost very shortly if more people don't decide to pick up on carrying forward the traditions that are so amazing and the stories that explain history and life in magical ways. Thank you and welcome to Nightlight, everybody. We have my favorite astrologer on tonight, Michele Avanti. She is back with us again to give it another try. I'm glad you're game.
Oh, yeah. Always game. I'll tell you, it's an interesting time we're in. This is considered the most powerful moon of the year.
This is a black moon?
It's not a black moon. It's considered the most powerful moon for making your wishes come true.
Oh, wow.
The full moon in Aquarius.
Is this not also
It is.
An eclipse of some sort?
Yeah, it's a lunar eclipse. So that is also in the mix, and that has other carrying points. When we consider a lunar eclipse, it's a time that we have to kind of step back into who we are, or I want to say come into your more intuitive self, a time where reflection is much more important, and what you do on the inner has the ability to become more obvious on the outer. So in that respect, that's how personally it's working. This particular eclipse also does a lot of stress, however, in the United States to the sun of the United States chart. So this is particularly a time where I want to say we have to get our acts together. It's what is called a quincunx, and is the aspect, and that is a very stressful aspect. It is the statement that between the king and the people, we must re-examine, reassess what the connection is, and then come to some understanding before the next full moon. So it's an important time in this particular one. Yeah.
Well, now, on a personal level, would this be a time, and we do have a caller, so caller, hold on there, we'll get to you in just a minute.
Okay.
On a personal level, is this a time where we really should tonight sit down and kind of list our wishes, list our dreams, list the things that we're going to be focusing on in the next little while?
I would say, you should have done that last night or during the day, because the eclipse actually happened this morning. But you're still within that 24-hour period. So I would certainly suggest taking your time to set in motion what you want to manifest. And for the people who are on the line who are interested in expanding their own ability to hear and see and know in the more 360-degree mode, which is the mode of the divine, this is your time to go for it, ask for it, and step into it.
How very cool. I know that we've got another one coming up, and we'll get to that after we take care of our caller. And I do want to mention to everyone that the phone number is out there, and I didn't write it down. So, Deb, you want to give the phone number they could call in and get a free reading from Deb?
Sure. It's 918-707-8787.
One more time.
918-707-8787.
Okay, and we actually got a caller in, so
Yeah.
we are definitely functional tonight. So if you'd like a free reading, give us a call. Okay. Hi, caller. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I have a question for Michele.
Absolutely.
I went with a friend of mine yesterday. He was looking to get a reading with a new person, and I went along with him, and I had a reading with her as well. And she told me some things that were upsetting to me. And I told my friend, I will never, ever go to any psychics anymore.
That's very sad to hear.
She was very, very, very negative.
Yeah, that's what I was guessing.
You know, she told me my mother never loved me.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, and a few other things that upset me, because I had talked to other psychics in the past who had given me reason to hope about this situation. I told her I have a court date on September 8th. It's an arbitration for an accident I had at work 2 years ago. And what they do is the state of Connecticut says you must have arbitration before you can actually go to your actual court date, which is in March.
Right.
They do this with cases that aren't multi-million-dollar cases. In other words, they want to get rid of the small potatoes through arbitration if they can.
Sure.
Well, she told me it's not going to be good. They're not going to offer you anything. And you're going to wind up having to go to court and all this other stuff, which was completely opposite to what I'd been hearing from other psychics along the way, because I do talk to psychics every now and then for the past few years. I would like to know what you think.
I don't have I'm not set up right here for doing a psychic consultation, but I know that Barbara is. But if you have your birth data, I can certainly look at this right to September the 8th, and let's see what it looks like. So if you have that, let's do it.
Yep.
So,
August 11. 1946 at 12:50 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon.
Okay, hang on, let me get that in here. I'm not moving as fast as I'd like these fingers to work. 12:50, would you say?
August 11, 1946.
At what time?
12:50 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon.
And where were you born?
Norwalk, Connecticut.
Norwalk, okay. Let's see what we've got here. Let me just tab it down and make sure everything looks good. Okay. So let's go take a look at your activity, and let's cross our fingers and hope that we've got a really good outcome. And
Okay.
I like to see that for you. I also want to say,
Well,
we have
this
the
woman-
ability. We also have the ability to change events. So I don't believe anything is written in stone. And anyone who believes that, any psychic that you talk to who says it's written in stone, is either seeing a karmic thing or does not have a completely open heart to begin with. So there's something there. Okay. So you have in your legal house, you have a congregation there. You have Pluto at the midheavens. So that can be very powerful. It can also be sometimes challenging. However, it is conjunct your sun or applying to your sun. It's not really conjunct. It's a distance. Your sun is right at the midheaven, which is fantastic because your sun sits in the 10th house. And that by itself usually indicates that you will be successful with judges. So that by itself is a nice thing to see. Now, it doesn't mean you won't have challenges, okay? Because in your 9th house, you have Saturn and you have Pluto and you have Mercury. Saturn is in Leo here, so it is not in a sign that it is like, I'm so excited to be here. It's kind of a more challenging sign to Saturn. And the 9th house is where we have the legal action. This is the courts. This is where we go in. Now, if this is a court case that involves like an accident, which is what I think I heard you say, right?
I fell at work.
Okay, so even more so, it's a workplace issue.
Yes.
So we're going to have something to do with Mars, and we also have something to do with the 8th house. So in the 8th house, you have Uranus, and Uranus is in a wonderful sextile to your sun natally. We're just talking natal right now. And that means that in life, you have many times, and this you should be able to see this over the past of your life, there have been many times where suddenly things changed for you. Suddenly, unexpectedly, you had a change that brought you some kind of success. So this is also a very good note to have in your natal chart.
Yeah, because I've also been laid off since November, and things have been rough for me.
Yeah. And then we also
permanent work.
Wow. And then we also have another fantastic note in your natal chart that Uranus is in a trine to your Jupiter. Jupiter is the ruler of the 9th house in legal actions, and to have be born with Uranus trine Jupiter indicates that there's opportunity for you that happens unexpectedly. Some opportunity opens up to expand things for you, to give you what you need, or it's more than what you need. It gives you a bounty as a result of things that happen. Now, let's take a look at Mars. Let me move this to September 8th. Mars is progressing. Right now, Mars is sitting. It's fascinating that we're talking, okay? Because Mars is sitting on top of your Mercury today. So you've taken action to speak. And that's clearly the case, and we all know it. So, but let me move this. I want to move it to, you said that the court date is September the 8th, right?
Yes.
So let's see what it looks like on the 8th and where it's progressed to. So on the 8th, we have Mars at 2 degrees of Virgo. So he's not playing very nice with everybody. Yeah, so your workplace connections are not, well, we don't expect them to play nice. No. They're going to certainly try their best to make you feel uncomfortable. That's what their job is.
Yes.
So, but you go in with that. And if you have a good attorney, what's wonderful is on this day, your part of fortune, the part of fortune on this day for you at this time, lands right on top of your progressed Pluto at the midheaven in the top of the 9th house. So they're saying that's a statement that says good fortune has the ability to come in and empower you. And of course, what I would say to any client, if you are going into a courtroom with an attorney, hopefully that you have a good attorney, but that
I do.
You make a statement. I usually call on Michael the Archangel because he is incredibly powerful and strong. Okay, and I recommend him.
He's my favorite.
He's my bully. I take him when I need somebody to get busted, and call on him and say, look, I want you to be there. I want you to be with me. Hold my hand on the inner and use my vehicle. Use this physical body. I give you complete freedom to speak through me. That way, when you're asked anything, you will say exactly what you need to say. This is very important, okay?
Yes,
and it
you.
also
Yeah.
gives you stability and confidence.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's always been my favorite.
And then we have Venus right at the midheaven on your sun, activating your Jupiter and activating Uranus. I'd say, that by itself seems to be indicating to me that you stand to come out of this with money. But in addition to that, Jupiter at this point in time is also on Jupiter. You're having a Jupiter return. Jupiter returns happen once every 12 years, okay? Just to let you know what's the frequency, because people think, oh, that could happen to anybody anytime. It's not true.
Yeah.
Once every 12 years. So, and Jupiter rules your house of money, and yet it sits in the past. So it's saying that something can come in to expand your income as a result of some past action. And
okay.
So I do not see a major negative here. Now, I'm going to keep looking because I know this time is obviously challenging. Mars in its challenge is very weak, even though because it's not activating anything clearly, except it's making friction to your natal Mars and your natal Venus. So there is a fight going on, but that is very weak compared to having Jupiter on Jupiter making a sextile to your sun and a trine to Uranus. I would say it's more likely that things will turn around. And then there is another statement here. Mars is also activating your progressed Jupiter in a very positive way. It's applying. So
wonderful.
I do not see a negative here. I'm going to look a little further because, again, you don't want to just throw something out there.
No, what's going on in her seventh house? There's something going on in the seventh house.
I have a completely blank seventh house.
So that means that she is in some way has completed working on that aspect.
It means that in this lifetime she had no intention of focusing on relationships. That is not an important thing in this lifetime. Close relationships are not emphasized in this life. That doesn't mean she doesn't have them. It just means that is not where I'm going to be putting my energy in this life.
Okay, so when I laid the cards out here, I found that my judgment card was in the seventh house, which also relates to the February time frame. So it feels to me, I feel strongly that you'll be successful as well, and that the February time frame holds some sort of special meaning as far as either completion or signing of papers or completing the work or whatever. But I feel you're going to be very, very successful here. You're not going to retire and go around the world.
No. I wish I could, but I can't.
Yeah, no, but it does feel as though you're going to, and this whole thing happened so that you could change your focus, look in new directions, and start to go in some more creative directions for you than you have in the past. This is a wonderful, I understand there's been pain and there's been stuff that has not been pleasant, but it's also a chance for you to kind of refocus yourself and move in different directions and bring more of your creativity into play within your life. And by doing that, you enhance so much whatever else comes your way because of the richness of your creative nature.
I'm very lonely, and I would like someone in my life. I find myself being very, very, feeling very alone, and I'd like a good person in my life. I've been hurt a lot with bad things.
Well, this is certainly the day for you to...
It seems like everyone that comes into my life is not good for me. I've been a widow a long time, and my husband died at 39. And I would very, very much like a person to share my life with. I find myself being...
Well, I'm sorry, 13301, could you mute your phone because we can hear the computer behind you? will be with you in a minute. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So
I
I
was
would
going
like
to add something. This is certainly a day where you can make that commitment, but
I've had a
you,
lot of loss,
Mhm.
and I just feel like I'll never have someone that I can trust and love and share and
you have to get past all of that, and the only way you're going to do that, please, I can feel the depth of where you are, and it is incredibly painful,
yeah,
but
I've been
the
crying
only
for 2 days.
uh,
I
yeah,
get in these moods where I say, am I never going to be blessed with someone good in my life?
well, see, what you're sending,
Am I
what you're sending.
destined to be alone forever?
Yeah, what you're sending in terms of your command to the universe. Every time we speak and every time we think, we send commands to the universe. We're setting in motion what we want in our lives, what we want to manifest. And when you say something like, am I never going to have someone in my life? You're basically saying, send me no one. You need to say, I am open and ready for the perfect person, or the person who is going to make me laugh, make me feel good, respect me, honor me, and who I can feel the same supportive energy for. You
Right.
have to
I have
get
a lot of
into you have to
love,
get
and I'm
into
a
a
very
zone. I'm sure you do, but
giving
listen.
person.
Yeah, I listen to what I'm trying to say, because I want so much to reach to the depth of your soul when I'm talking here. I want very much for you to hear me. You need to come into a place when you say this, you feel that happiness, you feel that joy that you're going to have when you are sharing with this person who's coming into your world. If you don't do that, what happens is you actually create a space, a void, instead of an opening. You close the door. So I know you don't have a past that you can say, well, my past was wonderful, so it's
No,
easy for me to open it up. What you have to do is know we are in a paradigm shift right now. This is a huge shift we're in, huge. And our commands to the universe are tremendously heard, more so than ever in any time in recorded history. So you
Hey, don't forget
must
to change your clothes out so Denise can
Um,
must
do hers.
I'm yeah, I don't, that's not you, right?
No, that's no one on the phone.
Okay. 301, if you'd mute your phone, please, we can hear you. Okay,
I'm
go ahead,
sorry.
Michelle.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to get across to you is you have to generate the feeling of joy and happiness. I want you to find in your mind, and this is so important for everyone who's listening. In your mind, go to a time where you were laughing, where you were joyful with another person. It doesn't have to be an intimate moment. It doesn't have to be an intimate person. It has to be some joy that you're sharing with someone. And I want you to repeat that joy when you ask this of the universe. I want you to get into that zone where you're feeling joyful, you're feeling supported, you're feeling like someone loves you, respects you, is kind to you. And if you have to make it up, then get in there and make it up. Make it a joyful. If you ever saw that movie a long time ago, they had a movie out called Michael, about Michael the Archangel.
Yes, it
yes,
was a good
yes, with
movie.
John
Yeah.
Travolta. Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, he is dancing with the woman who moved through transformation, the one who brought him in.
yeah, yeah.
I want you to go to that space and I want you to dance with Michael. I want you
Okay.
to be joyful and laughing and dancing and know that you're going to manifest that human into a physicality. You're going to manifest that person. They're going to come into your life and they're going to be someone that you dance with.
I hope
I mean,
so.
dance in joy, not necessarily
No,
physically dance.
don't hope so. Know
No,
so.
no, you have to just do it and feel it. And the more you practice that, if you will take 10 seconds out of every hour for 2 days, you're going to open this door. You have to practice
Okay.
feeling it. Your ability to practice feeling it through each waking hour will diminish the negativity that you've put out there because of the experiences you've had. We need to let go of the past. This is a time where we're being given a tremendous gift to let go of the past and step into what we want. I want you to think, I came here to play. Okay, my past doesn't show it, but my future does. From this moment forward, I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to have fun. And when you are laughing and you're having fun, I guarantee you could find yourself meeting this person over a can of soup at the supermarket.